So, like I mentioned in my 2 previous videos, series creator Hashimoto revealed a bunch of cool stuff at Paris Games Week. Now the funny thing is, it's not E3 we're talking about, it's Paris Games Week. The fact that Square Enix decided to reveal these things at that event, it's pretty cool. Alright, so we got the full opening of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep 0.2 a Fragmentary Passage, 2 brand new Kingdom Hearts 3 screenshots revealing the drive forms, yes, they've been confirmed and that's awesome. And then they announced something we were all expecting to see actually, Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 for the PlayStation 4. Now about 1.5 and 2.5 for the PlayStation 3, they're pretty great. If someone's not familiar with the series, they can easily pick them up and play them on their PlayStation 3. What's great about these collections is that North America finally got the final mix versions of Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, and Birth by Sleep. This version of the game was exclusive to Japan, so fans in North America and Europe finally got the chance to try those versions out. Okay, so these collections, overall, they're pretty great. 1.5 ran pretty well, Kingdom Hearts 1 and Rechain of Memories. Okay, maybe there were a few complaints here and there, however, when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, which is part of 2.5, there was a lot more complaints. We're talking about load times, 40 minutes extra load time compared to the original version. Drive forms, for example, one had to press pause and then resume the gameplay. If you don't press pause, the enemy will have enough time to attack you. The point of drive forms in the beginning is to stun the enemies, and that unfortunately didn't work in the 2.5 version. Yeah, the enemies did get stunned, but transforming into the drive form took way too long. It took like 5 to 8 seconds, and that gave enough time for the enemy to strike. A lot of people complained that the game was crashing at some point, for example before the fight with Demix, or during the fight with Semnis Part 1 with Sora. Now I didn't experience any of those, but there's still complaints and some found it annoying. There's some missing sound effects in the 2.5 version. Now Square Enix did receive these complaints, but they decided not to patch the game, unfortunately. Fortunately, there was a high demand of a PlayStation 4 port. Square Enix actually listened to the fans. And guess what? 1.5 and 2.5 are coming to the PlayStation 4, and every game on that disc will run at 60 frames per second, just like Dream Drop Distance in 2.8. And we're talking about 4 games on one disc and 2 cinematics. And yes, for those of you wondering, they will patch the whole thing. It's like a revised version of 1.5 and 2.5. All of the issues 1.5 and 2.5 had, they're going to get fixed. So what exactly are we talking about when it comes to 1.5 plus 2.5? We have Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, Rechain of Memories, 358 over 2 days Cinematic, Birth by Sleep Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, and Recoded Cinematics. On Square Enix's official online store North America, the game will be priced at $50 US. In my opinion, it's a pretty good deal. It's not $60 and we have 4 games on one disc. We don't see that often these days. It's usually 3. Now for the Japanese version, apparently it's gonna cost a little bit more, $64 US, but I'm not too sure. Now on the official Japanese website of 1.5 plus 2.5, the release date is March 9th, 2017 for Japan. We still don't have an official website for the North American version, but the release date is March 28th, 2017. For the European version, it's March 31st, 2017. So it's not that far, I guess. It's like 2 months after the release of Kingdom Hearts 2.8. There's one little thing I wanted to point out. On the North American store, we notice Recoded. It doesn't say cinematic, but it's a cinematic, so it's probably an error on Square Enix's part. We still don't have an official cover art. It'll probably look great. Yeah, it's gonna look great. So for those of you owning a PlayStation 4, if you're looking for a game around the ending of March, let's say, I highly recommend picking up this brand new collection. For those of you who are watching this video and are not familiar with this series, I recommend it. It's great. Give it a try. Plus, all of the games are on one disc, and that's one huge advantage right there. It's a lot easier for you. So yup, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 will be released on the PlayStation 4 on March 28th, 2017 for North America. And this is part of the 15th anniversary of the series, if some of you weren't aware. Alright, next, here's something very cool that Square Enix announced very recently. Sora will be present in World of Final Fantasy. This is a game that got recently released, October 25th, 2016. It's a spin-off featuring a bunch of memorable characters from multiple games of the series. Plus, it has multiple environments from the Final Fantasy series as well. This game has a traditional active time battle system. It's pretty much turn-based. Now, just to quickly summarize the idea of the game, the plot, we have these siblings called Lon and Rain. They end up with amnesia. They have to visit this mysterious world called Grimoire to, you know, retrieve their memories. In the world of Grimoire, we don't really have humans, we have shibis, and they're like pretty cute. Now Lan and Rain are guided by Tama, this mysterious creature who knows all about Grimoire. And these shibis are able to control monsters called the Mirages, and they take part in the battles. Now some parts of the world, like I just said, have elements from Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 3, Cordelia and Serenia. So eventually, Lan and Rain discovered that the world of Grimoire is in chaos. They try their best to save the world. Okay. How does Sora fit in? The answer is, we don't know yet. But for the first time, guys, a Kingdom Hearts character makes his way into Final Fantasy. I know it's a spin-off, but it's still a Final Fantasy universe. And how do we get Sora? Well, he'll be available as a free DLC in winter. We don't have a specific release date, but Sora is going to be available for a limited time only. So for those of you planning on downloading Sora, make sure you do it as soon as possible once the DLC gets released. One last thing, guys. Just by looking at our characters, Lan and Rain, they look like characters that would fit right into the Kingdom Hearts universe, or more specifically, Kingdom Hearts 3. When I saw Rain for the first time, I was like, is that Neku from The World Ends With You? Some people think like he looks like Roxas, but I don't know, I don't see it. But in Dream Drop Distance, we did have characters from The World Ends With You. So Square Enix deciding to add Lan and Rain in Kingdom Hearts 3? Who knows? Then again, Sora being in World of Final Fantasy, could this be a hint towards new characters in Kingdom Hearts 3, like Rain and Lan? One last question. Since some environments of World of Final Fantasy have elements from other Final Fantasy games, could we maybe see Traverse Town, Twilight Town for Sora? I mean, we don't know much about this Sora DLC, we just got the announcement, but we'll find out eventually once it gets released. So yeah guys, this is it for the video. If you have any questions, thoughts, leave them in the comments section below. And I've been Vivi, and thanks for watching guys. Until next time.